What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, the Captain JJ, back with another video. No gimmicks, no games, no jokes. Let's talk about Dragonball Daima. Guys, just want to do a video talking about it. At the time of recording this, it's about 3 episodes in, okay? So there's a lot of things that's been going on. One, Dragonball Daima is here. Some of the big issues I thought we were going to run into is, it's going to sound crazy, but Dragon Ball GT kind of did this thing where it seemed like a lot of GT was focused on Goku. It was only Goku, right? Goku beat basically everybody. Yeah, you had some moments with Trunks. Vegeta was there, but he kind of got his butt whooped. He got turned into baby Vegeta. We know what GT was. So I was afraid that Dragon Ball Daima was going to go the route of only Goku. Only Goku goes to the Daima world. That's it. Now, again, at the time of recording this, episode 3, only Goku and Supreme Kai are in the Daima world, the Demon Realm, all that good stuff. But based off the intro and based off of what everyone else is saying, you know, other characters in the show, seems like Vegeta and Piccolo are eventually going to join him as well, right? I would love to see Majin Buu go there too. I think that would be pretty dope. Of course, it's all speculation, but I think that would be dope seeing a Majin, as in mainly Majin Buu, in the Daima world. That would be dope. But it seems like they're really going to be focusing on some of the other characters. It looks like the main attraction is that they're kind of focusing on, them many, of course, but I guess more of that wonder of what Dragon Ball really brought. You know, instead of Dragon Ball Z with the over-the-top fights, they're kind of doing more of the adventure, the story, based off the intro, which is amazing, right? The intro is like, it's one of those type of intros where, of course, the song is stuck in your head, but not like in some like crazy epic way, but like in, hey, this is fun. You know, even in the intro song, you know, the translation says something to the degree of like, hey, there's going to be 1,000 jokes and, you know, a whole bunch of jabs and funny adventures and, you know, scary stuff, whatever it is. So really thinking about the possibility that they have with this series. There's so much. There is so much that they can do. They mentioned that there are about 3 different demon worlds within the demon realm. So, I mean, hey, this is going to sound crazy, but what if they did something where maybe they had different arcs, right? The first arc is they're in the 3rd demon world, right? And then maybe the second arc is they go to the 1st demon world, because they mentioned the first one as being more like the top tier, I guess more the elite that are there. And maybe they flip it, you know, maybe it's like they go to the 1st demon world 2nd, and then the 2nd demon world 3rd. I know that's like numbers, all that fun stuff, but what if they flip it and there's like a big twist and they find out that the 2nd demon world actually had more to it, or there's some, you know, other crazy plot or something like that. We don't know. There's a lot of characters we haven't met. We don't know what people's real agendas are. We don't know what their plans are. All we do know is that there's a new demon king who took over Devora's spot. And he's a shiesty type of fellow. He doesn't look like a physical threat, but people say he's cunning, he's smart, and he's got his own powers and stuff like that. Kind of talking about the timeline of this whole Dragon Ball Daima world, they kind of put it right there, right after Z. It's before Super, so anything Super related, don't expect to see Super Saiyan God, don't expect to see Beerus, don't expect to see Whis, anybody like that. This takes place after the events of Z, but before Super. And I know people watching this already, people are like, you know, is this canon? Is this not canon? Is super canon? You know, it's kind of tough to tell what they're really going to do. You know, a little bit of a history lesson for you. When Dragon Ball GT first dropped, that was officially canon. That took place and it started to air right after Dragon Ball Z was done. And that was slated as canon. That was it. There was no, oh, this might not be. No, this was official. This is what it was. And it was real. As we know later on, those things changed. And that is no longer the case. But with Dragon Ball Daima, we don't really know if they're gonna, you know, try to say it's officially canon. My suggestion, in a way, I'm just kind of putting it in my head, and this is like, maybe this is coping, I don't know, but in my head, it's like, you know, I'm just here for the ride. I'm here to enjoy it. It is what it is. Hopefully, it's, you know, I'm not gonna be expecting some crazy, super in-depth, you know, story. I'm just here to have fun with Dragon Ball, and at the end of the day, I really feel like that's kind of what their idea was, just to keep this IP going. He's going to go to another conversation here for a second. Hopefully you guys are still here with me. And if you are here, still here with me and you're paying attention, you're locked in, consider hitting the like button, follow button, subscribe button, and let me know if you want to see more of these videos. Kind of candid, kind of different, just kind of here, just talking. I feel like, you know, let's just make a video. Let's go into it. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Dragon Ball in general is something where it doesn't matter what form or media it's going to be, people are going to watch it. And they know that. You know, they know it's Dragon Ball. It's like the grandfather of all the anime. People are going to watch it regardless if it's amazing or not. That's just the reality of it. This kind of goes into something I've been kind of wanting to share. I've talked to other people about this, but, you know, it's kind of dope to kind of get on here and talk to you guys about it and see what you guys think. But this is going to sound like a hot take. So here's the thing. All right, this is not a Dragon Ball bashing video at all. I just want to talk about Daima, talk about Dragon Ball. But one thing in general is like, Dragon Ball, they know people will watch it regardless. It's the grandfather. It's the respect factor. People know, hey, you got to respect it. You got to. Dragon Ball is on its way, right? It predates the big three. It is the OG, right? That is what it is. But knowing that, the studios, they know that you are going to watch. It is a seller. It sells toys, games, manga, whatever it sells. They get it. So with that being said, there's not really an incentive for them to really, go over the top or go super in depth. And we know what, the big issue what people have with Dragon Ball fans and One Piece fans, where One Piece was getting a lot of attention, a lot of the budget for a lot of their episodes, and Dragon Ball Super was kind of on the back end. That's why he had some really bad, bad things. I'm looking at you, Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know what I'm talking about. But with all that being said, Dragon Ball is the OG. It said it. Now you have animes like My Hero Academia, animes like Jujutsu Kaisen, stuff like this. Just for example, just to name a couple, they have these crazy in-depth stories, right? Good fighting, good taijutsu, stuff like that, like Naruto, dope stuff, right? They all came after Dragon Ball. So why is it that we have a modern day anime of Dragon Ball, and the fighting and the complexity, the layered story, it doesn't have to be some over convoluted type of thing, right? It doesn't have to be Attack on Titan and who are the enemies, that would be dope, but it doesn't have to be over the top like that. But like, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen's fighting, as far as like choreography or Naruto's taijutsu, it's better. But you have characters in Dragon Ball who supersede all of them. They're more powerful than all of them, right? And I'm not just saying power equates to like the fighting should be, but like you could really step up the game because it is a modern day anime. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the studios don't really bring it. They know, hey, if we just bring Goku going, now, hear me out, okay? I know there are moments. Dragon Ball Z, for example, the fight between Goku and Majin Vegeta. I feel like that was a good choreographed fight. It was some really dope things. Probably a lot of people's list, one of the best looking fights, right? You go to things like Dragon Ball Super, and I'm just mentioning that because that's one of the latest anime for Dragon Ball, and I mean, it's tough to think of some really good moments. There's a few moments when they got some guest animators to come in, like during the Goku Black arc and stuff like that, but I mean, yeah, you might be able to pick clips things here and there, but it's not known for it's like, wow, brother, like the way they're going at it, like he did this, flipped over, key blasters. You could really make it some real dope top tier stuff, and then you add on the story. Okay, now this is, again, it might seem like a hot take, but I think probably the most in-depth, layered sort of stories that we even got from anything Dragon Ball related, mainly with Super, would be the Goku Black arc. I see the attempt. I see them trying to add mystery. They try to add intrigue there, and I'm like, okay, I think that was well done. I personally enjoy Goku Black arc. It's one of my favorites, but like that's pretty surface level compared to what other anime who came after them are doing. So I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully I kind of explained that right. I want to know what you guys are thinking, if that's even something that even pops in your head. But I say all that to say, Dragon Ball Daima, the pure potential is limitless, and my hope is that they don't drop the ball. They really kind of continue and lean into that side of, hey, we're having fun, we're going into the Daima world. We had the third episode, and we got to talk about it. The bar scene in the third episode. The bar scene was dope. It was fun. It reminded me a lot of like of course, Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball, but more of like a spin of like Jackie Chan. Right? He's got his burger. He's like, oh, what is this burger made of? What's the meat of this? Oh, you don't want to know. But these guys come in, classic guys in the bar or something like that, giving people trouble, and he just handles them. But he's at the same time he's doing like cool stuff. He's like testing out his abilities. Like, man, this is dope. This is a great opportunity for me to test out this new body. I'm like, man, that is like great. Like, it's fun. It's reminds me, like I said, it's a Jackie Chan fight from the 90s or something like that, early 2000s. And I think that type of stuff is really cool. And if they start to kind of go, other ways with maybe, with Vegeta and Piccolo when they eventually, join the fray, how they approach everything. What's their mindset with this whole new Daima world and everything with it? How does Piccolo fit in? Like, these are like the real roots. We thought we saw the roots of Piccolo with Planet Namek. Nah, brother. We seen the real roots of him, even back to Demon King Piccolo. So there's a lot of things to kind of talk about with this whole Daima world, the possibilities that are there, the amount of fun that we can have. And, I'm really expecting a lot. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. But at the end of the day, I will say this. I'm just saying this on record. I'm going to have a good time with it because I told myself I'm going to have a good time with it. But I don't believe we're quite there at the point of what Dragon Ball really needs to be. And I'm not saying it has to be some dark, gritty, Watchmen type of level of seriousness, but there's a level it can get, and I don't think we're gonna get to see that anytime soon. I think Dragon Ball Daima might go for say ballpark 4 or 5 years. Say it goes for another 4 or 5 years. By that point, Dragon Ball Super is gonna come back. They gotta go all the way up to the granola and the gas stuff and all that. And by that time, when that's done, eventually catch up to everything else. That's another 4 or 5 years, for example. I don't know. And then the thoughts and talks of a new Dragon Ball series. And I know that sounds crazy because Diamond just dropped, but then we might be able to possibly have something maybe more on par of what I feel like Dragon Ball can do. One of the last things I want to mention is there was a fan made. I don't know the name of the person. I would say it and shout him out, but there's a fan made. It was Trunks and Goten fighting some alien on some planet, and it was like I don't know what it's called. Just look up Trunks Goten fan made fight. I don't know, find it there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that is low key the vibe that I was talking about. Even My Hero Academia, like My Hero has moments, where it's goofy and people are smiling and stuff like that. Fun, but it gets pretty serious. It's like, hey, this is real life, and it does not have to be exactly like that. But that fan made did a very good tone, a modern take on a tone that I think would be really solid to capture. But in any event, enough rambling from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me what your thoughts are about Dragon Ball Daima as a whole. Are you enjoying it? Do you feel like it's living up to the expectations? Are you expecting more, or do you think it's right there in the perfect spot? And as always, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button and consider hitting the follow button. And let me know if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.